start recording there. And I'm going to turn this off.
That guy.
I'll miss you.
That guy. No, we all. Oh my
and
god.
we're going to try and keep this as nice as we can. And if it gets too much, we're going to...
If it does, I have the AC in the other room going. And
Okay.
Turn that on.
You can also take a pause and turn it
Yeah,
on
we
for a
could take
second
a
if we
little-
need to.
yeah.
That's true,
It'd be
but we
cool.
never
Yeah.
do. That's such a good idea.
That's like I can't live without AC. My apartment's
me
always
either.
at 60.
You're
Yeah,
an LA baby,
I hear that.
though. You got to.
Not
Yeah.
really. I hate it.
You
I
don't
love
like
having
LA?
a car. I love having a car.
Oh,
Speaking of cars, you were telling
you
us
were just in
you
a
were
car
saying-
accident.
Oh yeah. This is how we're starting things. Yeah. No, I was in a car accident last week, and I'm really angry about it because it wasn't my fault whatsoever. It was
Right.
like, I have been in car accidents before that were totally my fault, and not since I was young, but like when
theoretically totally his fault. Or they've already been
right,
settled.
No, they were legally my fault.
There was
Like,
no way
done and
around this.
dusted. Like, we're good now. But
Geico showed up and they were like, "Come on, man."
yeah, totally. No, but this one was not my fault, and I was driving down my main road, and then some car from like a random other apartment building just reversed from his driveway into my car while I'm passing.
It's like a
Yeah.
it's like a cutaway scene from Family Guy.
Yeah, and so, but it's
My
just
God.
like, first off, it has to be his fault because he was in reverse. But secondly, he came out of nowhere, and so then his mom was in the car with him, and she comes up to me, and she's like taking pictures of the damage.
Taking pictures
Yeah,
of
she's
you.
taking pictures of my car.
Can I get an autograph?
Right? And then she's like,
Hey, things like
then
this.
she says,
I saw-
then she says, she goes, sorry, my son's getting the insurance information, and he's on the phone with my other son. He's a cop. And I'm like, bitch, he still hit my car. Like, I don't care if he's a cop. Like, this is what happened. And so then the son comes back, and he's like,
like my dad.
the first thing he says is, did you see
just
me
got fired.
pulling out? And I was like, no. I was like, I didn't see you pulling out. You should have seen me.
Yes, this is all a part of my plan.
Right, exactly.
You
And then
caught
he
me,
goes-
Buster.
And then he goes, well, there was a Jeep in the way. And I said, not my problem, dude.
Yeah.
I literally said, you hit my car.
It couldn't have been that in the way if it hit you.
Right, exactly. I was like, exactly, what's more in the way? This Jeep that you can't see anything, or me? Also, if the mom's in the car, have her get out and tell him when to go. Right? Like, there's a solution here.
It sounds like a couple of sons of cops.
Really. But then I was like, I think my car's like banged up, but okay. And so I started driving it on the highway, and then wind starts coming through the door because there's a hole in the door. And so I'm like, oh shit, this is not okay. And I'm not gonna be like one of those people who take a plastic bag.
Yeah,
over
the duct tape.
car damage,
Yeah,
you
no,
know?
yeah, the garbage.
Yeah,
The
no.
garbage bag.
So,
Car starts turning into
but the
Fred
craziest part of all of
Flintstone.
this, craziest part of all of this is that I had signed up for car insurance that morning.
Oh,
That morning. I
That's
had
good.
dealt with it that morning.
What?
So I was covered.
So you summoned it.
I know, right? I literally, but it was crazy because I was on my parents' insurance until then, and I was like, you know what?
It's about time.
I'm just gonna do
Time.
this.
Be independent.
Yeah, and so I did, but yeah, I'm really pissed about it because for the past week, I've been driving. This is gonna sound like so spoiled, and I don't mean to be spoiled, but for some,
Lamborghini.
Bells and Whistle podcast. Ryan Quigley from Bird.
no, but for some background, I have horrible arthritis in both of my hips. Like horrible, terrible pain 24/7.
Okay.
And it's it's unbearable.
God.
But I was they put me in this little Corolla, and it's really bad for my legs. Like I don't have enough space to like stretch my
right.
legs.
Of course.
And my car that I drive normally is an SUV, so I'm a little higher up, and it's
Yeah.
just
You got a little
better
leg
for my
room.
legs.
Right,
and
sure.
so I was driving this Corolla around town by myself, but I was in so much pain that
Yeah.
I would be driving just going, ah! Just in so much pain, just screaming on the highway because I was in a horrible, horrible pain. And it was just like the weirdest fucking thing.
You still do that sometimes.
I never do this except for when I'm in a tiny Corolla and I'm in so much pain that all I can do is scream to get out the tension.
Actually, that's going to be the cold open.
Max Talisman, everybody!
No, come on, you Podcast Rock with Eva Birdie. Today we have a very special guest.
We have a
gotta go
very
through the whole
special
thing.
guest, everybody, on the Bells and Whistles podcast.
gotta-
Not only is he a actor,
Writer.
director,
A filmmaker.
That sounds fancier.
filmmaker,
a member of Connecting Talent Company.
Yeah, that's true.
where we all
no,
met
and you're,
one day.
you're not only all those things, and also something of a positive inspiration for gay youth everywhere.
It's true.
I've seen
hope
this.
so, yeah.
I've
Any
seen
other
this
philanthropy that you ever do?
I'm starting to get more involved in.
There's absolutely no pressure to answer that.
Right? No, but I'm starting to get. I want to be involved with MS and MS research. My twin sister has MS, so I'm trying to be as involved with that as I can, and also arthritis. Because obviously I suffer from it, and so do many, many others. So
I hear you, man.
I'm trying to do my best.
You really are a
We try to.
humanitarian.
We tried to. The world's kind of fucked, guys.
I know.
I mean, like, you have to like help as much as you can because like so many people don't want to.
Yeah,
We'll get it someday.
Yeah.
Max fucking
Max
Talisman.
fucking
Max
Talisman. There we go.
Oh my god.
Movie star,
you-
icon on the rise.
I know it's true. How long have we known each other? What do you want to say?
I don't know. The safe thing seems like 10-ish years.
Yeah, something like that, right?
Yeah, the safe thing seems like 10 years or so.
Yeah.
I mean, because I met you both before I even moved to New York, I feel like.
I think
It's all through the
so, too,
Facebook
yes.
page.
Yeah.
The Facebook
So,
page. We were all had the same manager,
Were
and
you
we
ever?
were all
Yeah, we all had the same manager. That's how we know each other.
little childhood
Yeah.
Were you
actors.
ever at the Starlight Foundation? Were you?
no, I never did that because I didn't
That's
want
an
Oh,
to.
not a true philanthropist. not a true philanthropist then.
No, I didn't live in New York like you guys, so I didn't.
sure.
I didn't get roped into it. Yeah.
Oh,
I suppose. No, that's
I
very-
volunteered.
You
I
volunteered.
didn't
We were
get
both
roped
hosts
in.
of the Starlight Foundation.
I know. I was a 6-time host.
What
or
was it
something
called?
stupid.
It was like
the Starlight Spring Sing.
Spring Sing, right?
Wasn't it in Ripley Greer?
Sure
Yeah.
was.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Like all good things are.
Listen, my first introduction to where I met Jody was Ripley Greer.
Of
Sure.
course.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For
no,
everybody who
fond
doesn't know,
memories.
Jody Prisan runs a connecting talent agency. But this isn't about Jody Prisan. She gets her own.
Oh, you guys
podcast
gotta
at some
have her
point.
here, please.
We'll bring her on.
We'll have her.
We'll bring her on one of these
have her.
days.
How you been, buddy? I feel like I haven't seen you in at least 4 years, probably 5, maybe 6.
Well, time doesn't really exist anymore.
No.
I mean, I'm 22 still for the past, 7 years.
From
so.
what I understand, you have it. You figured it out.
I figured it out. No, but I feel like the
Fountain of
last
youth.
time I saw you was
Yeah.
at the rooftop thing.
The roof,
For take
for
3?
take 3.
There you are.
Or were you at the Christmas party that
the
year?
Christmas party?
It was the Christmas party.
Yeah, with Curtis and everything. We should have Curtis.
Yeah. That was
Yeah.
I saw
they
you
had
at
some
the
good
at
parties.
Jody's Bark Mitzvah.
I saw you at the Bark Mitzvah. yeah.
But I also we filmed a little known film together.
We did film a little thing called Things Like This,
Things
which
like
is
this.
coming out soon.
When is it coming out?
Well, we are figuring it out right now. It depends. I mean, honestly, we're an independent film, so it kind of depends on which festival, is super excited to have us. And
Right,
Sure.
that's where we'll premiere it and then kind of go from there.
All right.
All right, so since we're already kind of dipping our fingers in, also feel free to have your drink if you'd like, if you'd so choose.
I will.
I don't know if you even want that.
It looks amazing.
It
looks gigantic.
It's too much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Regardless,
trying to get
everybody
you
already knows
liquored
who
up.
you. Everybody already knows who you are. But for the strange
Everybody
the strange little man under a rock somewhere.
Yeah.
Strange.
As in,
He comments every
95%
video.
of Americans who don't know who I am.
You started out on things like this way back when you were still living here, but it was originally kind of a pivot from another TV series that you were making.
Yeah, so it was a pivot from the series Max Out, which Ephraim went to every reading and was a part of every reading. And so,
I wear that. I actually introduce that when I go on auditions. I say that.
Do you really? No. I was in Max Out.
I say I wasn't even in Max Out. I was in every reading of Max Out.
Yeah, true. You played every role though.
I know. I really.
Yeah, you really did. Yeah, no. But Max Out was this very beginning of me trying to see if even writing was a possibility or
Yeah.
something that I
Yeah.
could try to pursue, because it's hard.
Yeah,
and
it's
a lot
so
of
painful.
people, try to do it, and it just isn't a fit. It just isn't
Yeah.
a fit. No
Yeah.
matter how hard you try.
That was the
a
case
skill
with us.
It's a skill that, like, it's even hilarious people are not always
Good at
right for
writing.
writing comedy. It
Yeah.
just doesn't work in the same way. So Max Out and all the readings were for me to kind of hear my work, hear what worked, and even see if, it was the type of thing where I could pursue it in any way. And
Yeah.
I think it became clearer to me as we went down the path of Max Out that no one was going to hire a first-time writer to create a TV show.
Yeah.
It's just,
I
it's
hear
not,
you. Yeah.
it's the fact of how the business works. And I'd been, hold on, I am going to steal some water, actually.
Have some.
I'd
all
been,
Let's all take a little.
Let's all
take
take a
little-
hey. Cheers to us.
I'd been like I'd started realizing the fact that there weren't a lot of gay romantic comedies that were really funny. And
Sure.
also where they didn't really deal with coming out. Like it wasn't part of the conversation. It
Yeah.
wasn't, they weren't, just adults going through their lives, and also the demographic of young people now, like people in their 20s to their
Yeah.
30s. I
Yeah.
just, even now, I don't see that content even coming out. And I'm so excited that there have been romantic comedies in the queer space, especially in the last year. I mean, we have Fire Island, we have Bros,
Yeah.
which is coming out.
Yeah.
And I loved Fire Island, and I'm looking forward to seeing Bros. But they just aren't the same space of that time in your life. And
Yeah.
I think the thing that, we can all attest to in this time of your life is that we don't really know what the fuck we're doing.
Yeah,
And like,
yeah.
especially in falling in love and everything, it's so uniquely terrifying at this age.
Yeah.
That I wanted to explore that in, and also I mentioned that it doesn't have to deal with coming out of the closet, but the truth is that the closet has ramifications for years.
Yeah,
Just
of
with how
course.
you've had to hide things, how you've had to be.
Yeah.
Right.
And so it's always going to have an impact on those characters,
Yeah.
even years later.
Let's
And,
take a step back.
yeah.
Just because I think this is all great. But I'm interested in you start writing Max Out. It's still in your pocket for when
Yeah.
you come a time where you feel like it's ready to be seen.
Yeah.
When do you feel like it clicks in your head that this is something that you not only can do but you do well? Is there a moment when you're writing Max Out, when you're writing things like this?
It was, the moment was when I met Buzz Koenig, who's the producer who I've worked with on both projects.
Yeah.
And
How'd you meet him?
I met him through Jody, actually. She
Okay,
had worked with him on a
yes,
short that
on
went
the
to
board.
Tribeca on the board.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Shout out to the board.
sister's in
Fan, longtime fan of the podcast, one time or occasional guest, Gus Burney.
Oh, who's
Yeah,
that?
she's- in it.
Star. He said, "Who's that?"
Who's that? I don't know. I just pointed at him. I said, sister. I don't know. No, but, yeah, so it was once Buzz got involved, because this is someone who was an executive at Focus for like 6 years, and, you know,
Yeah.
just had been in the business for much longer than I had. And so
Sure.
someone with that experience believed in my work, and it was like, okay, well then I should work a lot harder at it, and
Yeah.
should, really put in more effort into it. And that's when it became a reality of like, I could pursue this in some way.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I knew exactly how it was yet, but it was like, I need to kind of put
Right.
my best foot forward. In
So
this,
again, I've said this before. Our target audience is essentially people who are struggling.
a
right?
lot of like people
right.
that are living in a couple of cardboard boxes.
So you
They've got this
said
plugged into their phone.
again, and I would be, because I want to know when
Yeah.
you say it, like you felt like you had to work harder at it.
Yeah.
What did that materialize as? What did that mean?
I think it meant like you start to take the possibility more seriously, which means that the work has to be at a higher level, right? So you have to be harder on yourself in terms of what works and what doesn't.
Yeah.
You have to
Right.
be more honest with yourself on what works and what doesn't. You have to be make yourself uncomfortable in getting feedback that sometimes doesn't feel great.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And knowing that at the end of the day, it's going to lead to a better product.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
And I think at the end of the day, you really just have to, you have to not give up. Like, you have to keep going even in moments where it feels really fucking tough. Because the thing is, no matter who you are in this industry, you're going to start getting 100 no's before you get a yes. That's just how it is.
Yeah, you don't have to tell us.
Yeah.
And hey, doesn't hurt to be a handsome little feller now, does it?
Are you talking to him or me?
I'm talking about myself.
I was like, is that another reference?
Yeah.
What's the reference? This is a sidebar.
Yeah.
What's the reference that you said to me that time that I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Casey Jr. coming down the track. You ever heard of Casey Jr. coming down?
You never heard that before, right?
No, what the fuck is that from?
I was in a terrible mood. He forced, I want to say once a month, but it's probably averaging 1.5 times a month. Ephraim forces me to do something that I don't want to do. He forces, he sucks me into something on a Saturday afternoon, and this was 90 degrees, and I didn't want to be there.
Is it one of his tours?
No, it wasn't a tour. It was something.
So, but that'll be the next thing.
You gave him for next quarter. He's got something, and I forget. We were in a Starbucks, and I was sweating my ass off.
Yeah. No, well,
What was it?
No, it was that we were all running late, and I was getting there, and you might have already been there. And you were like, where are you? And I'm like, don't worry, I'm on my way. Casey Jr.'s coming down the track.
And it fucking infuriated me. Because I was like, I don't know what
it's a reference
from.
to an old Looney Tunes cartoon.
Of course.
There was a little kid.
Of
There was a
course.
short that they did, which was based off of a song that was like an old
I don't wanna
Americana
know.
song.
I don't wanna
Casey
know.
Jr.'s coming down the track.
But to be fair, I quote 30 Rock at like an every other word type of thing. So like, I get it. Like, I
No, but I think it is a little bit
No
more
one ever
socially
gets it.
acceptable.
I was gonna say, I think it's funny that you just alleged that Ephraim's 30 Rock is Looney Tunes.
Hey,
But like Looney Tunes from 1933.
that's it's specialty. The best part is that you assumed he'd get it. You know, that's the best part. It's that you
That
just
was what I was so surprised he didn't understand.
that's the best part.
I'm not very well read. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, but I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, we're gonna get back to you. I am gonna take off my. Well, maybe there's something to be said out of this. This is something.
Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles?
I have my new Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles hoodie here. I wear this. I have this is new, but I have a lot of Roscoe's attire. I have a shirt that has this on here.
What's your angle here?
My angle is
What's your-
on
Are
the
we
back.
talking about
On the
LA,
back,
or-
it says "Death Before Dishonor," which is the slogan of the U.S. Marines.
Whoa! What episode of Looney Tunes was that on? Tell us, bud.
Are you like leading that into an LA thing or
No, it just happened. I had this, and I was surprised that it had both on there. So, and I was a little scared that it was maybe a little Trumpy. I don't know. I'm taking it off.
That's okay. When we were filming things like this, we had this one like camera person who was the sweetest guy.
Yeah.
It was just so nice. And then one day someone was like,
He was like,
he's wearing a QAnon sweatshirt.
oh.
I was like, oh no. Like, it's really unfortunate because he's a good dude.
Yeah.
But just like, doesn't get it.
He's not welcome back.
Unfortunately not.
He
no.
was a little
back.
misguided, huh?
Yeah.
All right, enough with all this bullshit.
yes. We're gonna have other side.
We're gonna if you know if Death Before Dishonor is Trumpy or not, let me know.
Let us know in the comments. Come on. Also,
but-
buy a T-shirt.
Buy a T-shirt
You can
that has
get
a-
your own bells and
Roscoe's
whistles.
Chicken and Waffles.
Get your own bells and whistles. Death Before Dishonor.
You guys need to make this.
We can. Would you buy one? we'll make one for you.
Yeah. I'm a philanthropist.
There you go. You get a tax write-off.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Well, we're part of the MS organization. Okay.
What are we talking about?
We're talking about so you figured out that writing is not only something that you're interested in doing, but it's something that you do well.
Yeah.
You know where things like this comes from, and you start making it. Can you tell us a little bit about how you got those first steps towards making your own independent movie? Because everybody wants to know that.
Well, it's always the thing of like what comes first, cast or money.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, that's really what it comes down to, because you really can't have one without the other.
Yeah.
and
Right.
It's impossible to do both. But at the time, I was working with the people at my agency, Sovereign Talent, and we were
Great.
able to get some talent through Sovereign. And then the big thing was that I was in a movie called Super Dark Times, and my friend from it, Charlie Tahan.
Yeah.
The thing is, you can say it either way. He
It doesn't
doesn't
sound
care,
like much
so
of a
it's fine.
friend.
Oh, no, he is. He is. He's literally.
No, he's great. I know
love
you
him to
guys are
death.
very close, yeah.
But he you know, he was on Ozark.
Yeah.
And, because
Who
of
was he on
that,
Ozark?
He's Wyatt.
Oh, he's Wyatt.
Yeah.
Wyatt.
Yeah,
Wyatt,
so
Daddy.
he agreed to do. He loves the script, or loved. I guess loves. It still exists. So he loves the script, and
He had
Is
one
there a
point
really
felt
unfortunate
love.
like turn of events
no,
at the end of
no.
this?
It's just like it's a movie now.
Yeah.
So is it still a script? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I don't know, but he loves it, and so he agreed to do the movie a long time ago. But having Charlie on board, and then having the people who were able to get who some of them were actually unfortunately unable to do the movie at the end.
Yeah,
Anyway.
but they were able to help you get some
Right,
money.
they were
Yeah.
able to help us get some financing, and you know, we made a promise. We made a promise to our investors, which was, listen, like if we're unable to secure these people because of scheduling, because of anything like that,
Yeah.
then we will get someone.
We'll get you
who-
a gift card.
Right, but it's like equal or higher value.
Yeah,
Someone
yeah.
who brings just as much to the film.
Cachet.
Yeah, cash, and also, honestly, someone who excited me as a filmmaker. Like, I'm not gonna, at the end of the day, work with people who I don't think are gonna bring the best version of that role to the screen.
Yeah.
And we just ended up, like, lucking out and got this insane cast.
It's a great cast.
Yeah, and so, Jackie Cruz, who came in and she's probably the third lead. She came in and she just blew me away every day, and it was the type of thing where it was like, now I can't imagine anyone else ever playing that role.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
she was so good and so committed, and but she was a last minute thing. Like, we lost the
That's
actress
crazy.
who was playing that role,
Wow.
and Jackie had twins 30 days before. And we sent her an offer
Jackie.
to her agent, and Jackie had just messaged her agent saying, like, I want to get back to work.
Yeah.
And she loved the script, and she was like, I'm doing it. And so 30 days after having twins, Jackie comes up to New Jersey. She was staying with
Jackie.
her family a little south, and she comes up and she filmed for 5 days. It was unreal.
That's
And she
crazy.
was just performing at a very, very fucking high level.
Now, I
So-
say you
She's
said
gotta be
which
a
she's
lunatic.
Like,
That's
a little bit of
incredibly
a
impressive.
psychopath. Yeah, I know you say third lead. First two, obviously you and Joey.
Yeah, and Joey.
And fourth, probably what, me?
Yeah, probably. I would say so. Yeah.
Eva was in the movie, isn't she?
That's
is in the
your little
movie. Eve was in the
trap,
movie.
little trap card we
You
set
have to
there.
see it now.
Yeah, you have to see it now. I am in the movie. I'm not going to tell you what I play until you watch it.
But I'll say it's one of my favorite scenes in the movie.
I know. Well,
And you just saw it, so-
that's
I saw the scene. It's a funny
we just
scene.
saw it.
Yeah.
I'd say it's one of my favorite scenes of the movie too.
It's the only one you've seen, so
It's actually my least favorite.
it's also my least favorite. Yeah. No, I mean the thing is, we were just, the whole cast is, you know, stupendous, and I could go through and name each person, but that'd be a boring podcast. So
Yeah, I think you underestimated how boring this podcast is.
I was gonna say.
yeah, no, I mean, you're like, Max, start talking. I need some filler.
Just give me like 5 or 10.
No, but we were working with people who I was like,
We're great. Yeah.
I was just really kind of floored to be working with.
Yeah.
It does have to be so fucking fulfilling to like, from start to end, from like literally just start typing in fucking Final Draft or
Yeah.
notes or whatever,
Yeah.
and see it through at like a fucking really like high professional level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's got to be like a trippy fucking experience.
It's super trippy, and it's the type of thing where you almost can't think about it while
Yeah.
it's
Sure,
happening.
sure.
because-
You're not gonna be able to
especially-
digest it for
yeah,
years.
You can't. Yeah. So you have to kind of keep just chugging along and making this
right?
happen. Just being like, oh, this is normal life. It's just, I mean, like, the thing is, it's hopefully the first of many. So that's what you try to
of course.
convince yourself of. And because of that, it makes, like, the process a little easier. And also, if you're doing, acting, writing, directing, and producing,
Oh my God.
you kind of don't have time to fuck anything up.
I know.
It's just like, you're doing thing to thing. So
Can you tell us a
yeah.
little bit how you juggled all those hats? Because you were seriously, this movie is you in a plastic bag. It's
It's take home me.
It's take home you.
Yeah.
Let's.
One major thing that I would say helps me throughout, like, my day-to-day life is that I don't really get angry. Like, I don't. I'm not someone who, like,
Really?
lets small things bother them,
Sure.
which is really good in this business to be, because I just let small things kind of slide off.
Were you always like that?
No,
I'm
not
asking
as
for a friend.
No, I was not. I don't know how it happened, but like Danny, who's my producer, who I work
Malibu Bro.
vice president, and Danny Chavriaga, who was a producer on this film and is my best friend. He told our producers who we were working on the film with while we were building it, he was like, "You're never gonna see Max mad." And you're gonna be really confused, and you're gonna be like, "How is this guy not mad?" And he's just not going to be. And there were, like, listen, every film is gonna have moments where you're gonna just kind of be like, not even that I'm angry, but I need to kind of set the tone.
Yeah.
Right.
If you're the director, you need to just make sure that, like, people aren't walking over you because you're a nice person.
Sure.
Seriously.
And so there were times where I had to make sure that was happening, but.
well, you got to tell us one time.
Can you tell us?
Come on. Nobody's people are fast forwarding through the podcast. Come on, it's whatever. We don't
Bernie
have to
showed up on set one day.
Yeah. No, it honestly, nothing to do with actors, really. It's more so that because I was, doing so many things, that sometimes I felt like they would go over
Things
my head
like
in
this.
communicating things that needed to be communicated.
Yeah, I hear you.
And so I, halfway through the shoot, had to kind of be like, no, you need to communicate these things to me. Like, this is not the type of thing where we can just say, oh, it's daylight outside when I was told it was going to be nighttime. I need to know that.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
And that's a specific story. But
but that's. I mean, that's.
Yeah.
That's.
And it's perfectly reasonable.
It's perfectly.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you're the director, and also this is your movie, and like,
Right.
if they're gonna change something like that on you, you
right.
have to-
It's just
yeah,
the
you
type
have
of
to
thing that
okay
I
it.
have to be prepared for, and that
Yeah.
I don't want to walk into not knowing.
don't wanna be
And then,
surprised.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's the type of thing. It's just making sure that you set the tone enough that people don't do that.
Yeah.
And so once in a while you have to kind of just be
Yeah,
like,
you gotta be-
Was this the
check
first
it.
thing that you ever directed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, film, yeah.
Yeah.
I've directed theater before.
Okay.
Okay.
In high school and some in college, but this is the first time I've ever directed film.
Okay, two questions.
Okay.
One, how would you? I don't know which one I want first. One, how would you rate yourself as a director? Do you think you're a nightmare to work with? That's one question. And then
Yeah.
the second question.
As someone who he's directed.
Yeah. Sure. What do you think?
No, fuck you. I don't give a shit about you. You'll be on next episode.
You're always here.
Is there anything that you would do differently? Something you learned as a director that you're
Yeah.
I'd change that up."
I learned to have a casting director the whole time.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I learned that because we did a lot of the casting through ourselves, and then we were kind of stuck when people couldn't, had to
People
drop out
bowed
for
out
certain
and
things.
stuff, yeah.
And we were incredibly lucky to get Katharina. I love her. I'm sorry that I screwed up her name for a second, because I love her to death. Katharina Eggman, who was the VP for CBS New York for 12 years.
Cool.
And she actually also just had a baby and was coming back to work.
I guess
and
you have to have a baby to get cast in a
That might be what it is.
to get it. It's a spot on
Some
a Max
small
Allison set.
But she
figure out
she
a
was
way.
just coming back to work, and she had worked with Buzz Koenig in the past.
Okay.
We were able to make that connect, and she was able to kind of just come in and clean up this mess that we had, and luckily lock down the cast that we needed. And I would hire her day one of a project now. And I'm not just a casting director, but I want to work with her specifically because
like
I
a good
love
casting
working with her.
director.
But I would hire the casting director day one. That is the number one thing I would do. If you have any money whatsoever, you put it towards casting.
Wow.
And,
I've heard the old saying is that like 90% of directing is casting.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and so that's definitely what I would say. And you want a casting director who's going to listen to you, but is also going to tell you, Max, you need to or whoever you are, but you need...
No, they should call me Max.
Right, exactly. No, but you need to take yourself out of this in a way and just make the right decision, right?
Right,
Sometimes you really want something that's not going to work out, and you're pushing for something that's not necessarily needed, and there's time constraints, and you have to have someone telling you, these time limits are coming up, and you need to have someone in these parts.
You want one thing, but you need another.
Exactly, and you need someone to kind of say that to you.
Just
And,
like a
and
relationship.
how to rate myself as a director. I was really lucky that I had, at least for my first project, an associate director.
Okay.
Mike Matujek, who went to film school, which I didn't, and has worked as a film director and editor and cinematographer, and just knew things about the technicalities of film that I didn't, as kind of a novice coming into this on more of the acting, performance, and art side.
Okay.
And he's an incredible writer and artist too, but he was able to fill in the gaps on what I needed to learn.
Okay.
And so I didn't feel kind of out to sea when it was, me. And also, he's a friend of mine, and having a friend of yours behind the camera when you are in front of it was great, because you have someone who
night and day.
Right. You have someone who's like, do I need to watch that take? And if Mike was like, no, then I'd be like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
But I would say I was just having that, at least for the first time, was something that was really needed, and it did, he taught me things, our cinematographer taught me things, our second AD taught me things.
Yeah.
And I was just kind of learning the things that I needed to, and filling in the gaps that I would need to fill in. So, I mean, listen, I'm the type of person who thinks that you can always do better. You can always learn, and you can always try harder. So I would never give myself a super high grade, because I always think you should be improving. But
so an A-.
But I'm proud. No, I'm proud of the work I did as a first director.
No, seriously.
Yeah,
of course.
The thing that always, everything you just said made so much sense to me, because I always feel, I've never directed anything, but there must be like a language barrier when you approach it from like a strictly performance thing, because there's so many technicalities.
Yeah.
Like it's a fucking it's
What
almost
is a wide angle.
it's a fucking science what they're doing.
It's like, what's a camera?
What's a camera?
No,
it's fucking crazy.
One thing that I did have though was, and something that's super important, is I had the ability to talk to actors and to work with actors as like a collaborator.
Yeah.
And that's something that in the past I've felt was not always at the forefront of other directors. And I knew that this specific film was really performance driven, and that's kind of why I was like, okay, I will direct it, because I knew that the main thing was about getting the comedy and getting the beats right, and getting the emotions right. And I knew that if I hired the right team, I could create what I needed in the things I lacked.
Yeah.
Was it ever a conversation for you not to direct it?
Like years and years ago.
Okay,
it was.
okay.
Yeah, but I mean, I had interviewed some directors, and it was just this type of thing where it was like, I know that it's tough to give up something that you're so close to.
Right. Yeah.
But it's also, I'm someone who believes the number one thing in this business is that you have to trust your instincts. Like, that is what I remind myself every day. Trust your instincts.
Right.
Because, I mean, even when you meet someone, you're like, oh, there's something about you that I don't want to work with. You have to trust that. Because at the end of the day, that's going to be the right thing.
Yeah.
And I just trusted my instincts that I needed to be the one to tell that story. And so I did push at the end for me to direct, but it made it harder to get like financing and to get people to, invest and to trust it, because I'm a first time director. And it's really hard in this business because people don't want to give inexperienced people a chance.
Yeah,
and
It's a
but
huge,
at the same time, you need a chance to prove you're not inexperienced.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
so
it's very gatekeepery.
it's very exactly. So I think I was lucky that we found investors who were willing to kind of dive in with that. But I also realize how fortunate that is.
Yeah.
Seriously.
That's interesting. I mean, it's very. So let me piggyback off of you there, unless you have another question. You have
I do.
another
I want to just. I'll
All right,
piggyback off of this.
Yeah.
But I do. We would
How
be.
big is your dick?
That's for a different podcast.
You have to go to Patreon for that.
Yeah, that's the Balls and Whistles podcast.
We would be remiss if we didn't, because you keep talking about how finding the investors.
Yeah.
That's the missing piece.
Yeah.
For so many people.
Yeah.
What's that process like?
Trial and error, I think, is the main thing. Like, it really is just this kind of thing of calling people and just really presenting your project and hoping that somewhere it's gonna land. And it's a lot of trial and error. A lot of people don't want to give equity, especially these days.
Yeah.
And equity is obviously the easiest way to finance something because you don't owe anyone money. At the end of the day, you just owe them a good product.
Right.
And we were able, through various personal connections and even familial connections on my part, we were able to raise some money. And that was what was important, was just get people to believe in it. And I'm really grateful that the people in my life pushed for me to other people and were willing to,
That's fucking dope.
be like, take
But
a
you
look
got
at
the
this.
goods. That's the
Yeah.
thing. You got
Yeah,
the goods.
no, exactly.
So
Yeah.
but that
got the
is
golden
true.
apple.
It's the kind of thing where you really just have to put yourself out there.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
when
you have
when the
to-
product is good, you'll
That's
find
the
a
thing.
way.
You're going to be swinging
Yeah.
a lot, right?
Yeah.
And so you just have to make sure that your product's good because at some point you're gonna hit it. So
You'll be
that's
up
the
at
thing.
that.
Yeah,
It's true.
But that's the type of thing. That's what I was talking about earlier when we mentioned working hard and not giving up.
Yeah.
At the same time, you have to be making sure that your product is always the
Always.
best.
Top
Yes.
notch.
So you have to
Yeah.
always be working on it. You have to always make sure that it's the best it could be.
Yeah.
No, man. I
All
fucking
right.
hear that. Yeah.
So I'm going to
Where you-
piggyback off of
go
this
ahead and
directing,
piggyback.
this idea of directing, right?
Yeah.
Piggyback.
Say, and this can be as quick or as long as you want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
Say things like this, smash hit at the box office.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
They come to you and they're like, and all of a sudden you got 10 new little kids on the block. They come to you like, "This is my script. Would you please direct it?" Now it's not going to have you in it, and you didn't write it. Would you direct it? Would you be interested in something like that? Or is this still
I've
like
had
a
few
vehicle
projects
for you?
that have been brought up like
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
and I've been asked about. And it's an interesting question because
Yeah.
I think what originally drew me to this business was acting.
Of course.
And then writing and
Yeah.
then directing.
Yeah.
So it was like the fact that I'm being thought of as a director now is new to me. And
Yeah.
I love it. Like, I love directing, but I love acting and I love writing. And I think the thing is I like being able to stretch all my creative muscles.
Sure,
and so
sure.
when you pick one, it's tough for me to kind of just be like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just doing this one thing because I want to be involved in as much as I can be.
Yeah.
So I think the answer is if the project was right and if
Spoke
I
to you.
felt like I could do it in the best way, if I was the best choice,
Okay.
then I would say yes.
So the answer is no.
The answer is yes.
Yeah, the
but
answer
it's,
is yes.
the
Okay.
answer
All
is
right.
yes.
How about this? Same vein. Honoring your question.
Yeah.
I'm a guy. I want, or a girl, or whoever. I want you to read my script.
Yeah.
How do I get Max Talisman to read my script?
You can send your script to Malibu Pro, P-R-O, at gmail.com.
Oh.
Anyone can. We're looking for projects. So, please.
Yeah.
Please send us. We are actively looking for things to work on.
How do you feel about
Chop.
podcasts?
Listen, we're looking for anything. Just send us this podcast. I don't know, but that's the truth. We
Oh,
are.
buddy, if you don't think that we have 50 scripts.
We're excited to flex our muscles now that we have something and be
Yeah.
able to
that's cool.
hopefully expand on that. And yeah, I mean, obviously, like we like to focus on scripts and projects of underrepresented people, but
So you guys go. So you guys shut up.
but that being said, everyone deserves a chance, even straight white guys. So
So sweet.
thank you.
that was beautiful. You should-
Very good.
writer, director,
Fruity
actor,
and delicious.
fruity delicious,
Politician.
politician. Well done.
One of the things we
I did grow up in DC. So.
Yeah, of course, of
Well
course.
done.
One
Well
of the
done.
things when we asked, because we like to offer drinks to everybody that's here, and Max said, "Can you get me something fruity and delicious?"
Yeah, and I haven't even tried it yet.
I know you can have it if you want, or don't have it.
He did say Smirnoff and strawberry.
And that's what these are.
I know.
You found that.
It's 80s. Wait, that can't be right.
80%.
No, 8%. Look, it looks like 87.
No, you're absolutely. Yeah,
It
no,
looks
it's
like
not.
87.
Yeah, we like high volume over here.
Oh my god.
All right, now I want to get into what people actually really want to see.
And what's that?
In this, because your story, things like this, which you gave us kind of the elevator pitch before. It's a new kind of thing that we feel like we don't see like too much in the realm. In like, I don't know, a gay story that's not about coming out. That's just about us as people, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm wondering is, you have all these, because I've read the script. You have all these people that you go out with, all these guys in the very beginning, or don't you at some
Things like this.
in things like this, or maybe at one point you did.
And things like this, I start
You've
off
come
with
up.
one
You have
person,
you have
but
a you have a bad relationship.
I
at
have
the beginning
yes,
of it.
yeah. Sorry.
yeah. Sorry.
Ethan,
about
did you read this?
Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm
You're like-
confusing it
you're
with
like,
Max
the
Out.
script opens and you're a massive slut.
You're a massive slut. Again, I am thinking. I'm confusing it with real life.
No, you're true.
What I wanted to know is how much of this of Zach's experience in
Yeah.
this is based off of your experience as a guy living in New York.
Yeah.
Because I don't think you dated a guy who was who wanted to go to, isn't the bit like Denny's? Is the his?
Oh no,
is
no,
the
that's
bit-
the other.
That's the other
character.
guy.
Yeah, that's the other guy. But
Yes.
I think a lot of it is based off of dating as
Yeah.
a young gay millennial in New York.
Yeah.
And I had experiences that I definitely used in my writing, but even more so when I was doing Max Out. I think when I was doing Max Out, it was more my life experiences that I would write out to
Okay.
then use as a writing exercise. And then when I got to things like this, it wasn't my life, but it was like, it's like a creative expression of things that could have happened to me.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It
Yeah.
does. Yeah.
Yeah.
So was there like a particular inspiration?
You got to have like one kind of funny story of a.
I have
bad
a funny
date you
story,
went
but
on.
it's interesting because it's kind of backwards.
Oh.
So I wrote something in things like this
Yeah.
that then happened to me months later.
Oh.
Yeah, I was dating this guy, who I don't know if he'd want me to name him. I'm not going to.
Okay, that's
he
fine.
probably would want me to, and that's why I'm not going to.
Good.
So
Screw you, anonymous.
no, but I was dating this guy, and we were having issues at the time, and we had this horrible date where we went across. We like crossed all the way across town, and it was so hot, and I hadn't eaten, and so I passed out into this booth. Not like I was so close to fainting.
Okay.
Made him get me a salad.
Yeah.
Came to life, and he was on Tinder across the table from me on a date. And that's
Oh.
not the part that I wrote about.
Okay.
But the part I wrote about was that we went to the park the next day.
Yeah.
Oh, no, the same day. We went to the park an hour later, which is the park we actually ended up
That's
filming
crazy
a scene.
that you're close to passing out and he makes you go to the park.
Right? Yeah, but we went to the park right across the street, Madison Square Park, and I'm like trying to talk to him, and he goes, "Nope," and puts in his headphones and walks away. Goes to the train. And Zach Mandel does that in my script. I wrote it.
Yeah.
Like he does that. He gets not with my character, but with his best friend. He gets in a talk about
He does,
emotions where he doesn't want to talk about emotions. So instead, he puts in his headphones and walks away.
Wow.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
You manifested a
I
terrible
manifested a
breakup for
terrible
yourself.
thing.
That's so sad.
Actually, we didn't break up then. It went on and off for like another year and a half. But
Regardless, I might try that technique with you.
yeah, it works.
We start with the next week's podcast. You say nope.
I just delete your audio track.
You really can't fight with it.
No,
Yeah, I
there's
suppose
nothing.
so.
It's a winning,
Yeah.
winning
I
battle.
suppose and that's what's crazy is that you can get away with having it because you didn't even you don't hurt anybody's feelings because it already existed.
It
in the
already
script beforehand.
happened.
Yeah,
It was
really.
like
'Cause
I had written it and then it happened to me.
I
So.
could write
That's
a
fucking wild.
romance story about all my breakups, but no one would believe me.
because you've had none.
'Cause oh, I wish that was the case.
Oh, Ethan's had the most preposterous breakup.
No, but when I did Max Out, the opening scene,
Yeah.
which was like me on a date with someone who was like wanting to marry me, and I was like, "This is a first date." What's
See,
going
yeah,
on
no,
here?
I'm thinking
But
about
that was
that.
lifted.
That's what I'm thinking about.
That was lifted
Yes.
from texts.
Yes,
like,
I
verbatim
remember
texts that I
this.
had received.
See, I'm not too crazy.
Yeah.
No, but of course people want to marry you, Max.
Of
You're
course.
a mensch.
Oh, mensch.
Yeah.
You
use
wouldn't
a little
get it. You're not
Yiddish.
part of the community.
I know. I'm
Use a little- I almost used a Yiddish word earlier, but I was like, no one's gonna get it if you use MISHEGOSS, so don't.
Nice. Yeah,
It's too bad. It's like my favorite Yiddish word.
That's a good one. That's
Yeah.
a good one. We're gonna put
I
that's
don't
gonna
know.
be the title
I'll
of the
think,
episode.
I'll think of my
MISHEGOSS
favorite.
with Max.
I'll think of my favorite Yiddish word.
Goyim.
No, I'll go chutzpah.
You didn't get it though. Goyim means a non-Jew,
that's
so that's why I
non-Jew.
pointed at you.
Oh,
There you go. Did you say chutzpah because of when I
power of Christ compels you.
You remember I told the in high school I had the girl that came up to me, and she says I've always been in love with you.
And you said, "What's your name?"
No, she says I've always been in love with you, and I said, listen, I'm so proud of you for admitting that. That took a lot of chutzpah.
Oh my god.
I am afraid I'm going to have to decline this time around.
That just reminded me of the funniest thing that happened to me on the street an hour ago.
Oh no!
I was with my best friend and I was saying goodbye to her from dinner, and I was like, now run away and never come back. And she goes, "What's that from again?" And I said, "The Lion King." And this dude that's passing us goes, "The Lion King!" He was so mad at her for not knowing it. It was so funny.
I hope that guy is just constantly walking up and down the street, just looking
Monitoring
for.
quotes. Yeah. It's like, oh,
It's from 30 Rock.
right? That was excellent.
And I'm imagining.
It's from the Looney Tunes, 1932.
And that guy is me. No, I imagined it was Billy Eichner when you said it.
I know, right? You would think it sounds
Yeah.
like him. Yeah.
What do you think of Bros? I know we're
Bros.
excited about it.
I'm very excited about it. I think
Yeah.
it's really
It looks
cool
fun.
that it's being released in theaters too is really awesome.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I don't know anything more than anyone else,
Sure.
so I'm just excited to sit
I know.
in
I
the
figured
theater.
all you guys talked to one another.
There's got to be a Facebook group.
Yeah, the queer rom-com group.
Right. You guys hang out
No,
on
I mean, the
weekends.
truth is that, like, I think one thing is that I want to kind of focus on how different our films are. Like, my film and Fire Island and Bros and anything that comes after or
Yeah.
comes before. I think,
Yeah.
it's interesting because we are going to be compared, but it's just because they're gay rom-coms.
Right.
And I think that we don't compare the 40 straight rom-coms that come out in a year. So I think it's just
Yeah,
important that
true.
we
No, it's
kind of
not
focus
really
on the
fair.
fact that these movies are different from each other, and it's just really exciting that we all got a chance to tell something exciting.
I have a feeling that people won't compare them if people were to watch them. I get that they're similar kind of premises,
Yeah.
but you have your tone and style of the way that you've directed this
Yeah.
is it's very goofy and fun
Yes.
and out there, and that's something that I imagine maybe Bros could have benefited from, but it's just I imagine
it
that's
seems
not
like,
where they went with it. It's
what
much
I
more
watched with
standard.
What I watched is that it feels like very much like a Judd Apatow
Yeah.
like, train wreck type of feel, and that's really exciting. Because
Yeah.
I love those movies, and also like the truth is that I fucking love Billy Eichner.
Yeah,
Like
I
I'm one of
Billy-
3
I love
people
Billy
who watched
Eichner.
all of Difficult People. So
I was the other second. I was
You
the
were the
second
other-
one.
you were
I
one of
watched
the other
every
3?
episode of Difficult
Yeah, it's
People.
amazing.
Yeah.
Like, hilarious.
I miss Billy on the Street so much.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Billy on the Street
and
is
so
so fucking funny.
I'm really excited that Billy got the chance to do this. Yeah, he has
think
no
that's
clue
great.
who I am, but
Billy,
he watches
welcome to the
this
podcast.
Billy, you're welcome
He's
on the
your-
podcast.
he's your watcher.
Yeah, he's her one watcher.
yeah. No, I did, however, sit next to him at dinner in Palm Springs like 4 weeks ago.
Wow.
But,
Okay.
yeah,
So
but I
he
did
knows
not
who you
introduce
are.
myself.
He knows
No,
who
no,
you
we
are.
were at different tables. I was just like near him.
I think he knows who you are.
Yeah.
So what I do imagine you'll be compared to is Call Me by Your Name.
Yeah, right? No, I think that's one thing, honestly, though, that I was so focused on, was that
Yeah.
telling a happy story.
A happy one.
A happy gay
Yeah.
story
Right.
instead of one that's just so fucking sad. And I do think, in similar to the newer gay movies that we just
Are coming
mentioned,
out.
Fire
Yeah,
Island
yeah.
and Bros, we were really focused on having the gay characters being played by gay people. And,
Yeah, that's big.
by
Yeah.
the queer characters being played by queer people, and so that was really important to me, and I'm really excited. And Joey Polari, who is my co-lead, was one of the leads of Love, Simon too, and he is
Oh, perfect.
he's
cool.
just a spectacular
Yeah.
actor and human being, and I really lucked out. We were actually working on something else, and we were
great.
coming down to the wire with this, and I was just like, I need Joey to do this first.
Yeah.
And luckily he was down, so.
I know.
That's
The
awesome.
funny, Call Me by Your Name is definitely a gay rom-com.
Yeah.
If you think about it in the sense that Armie Hammer is not Jewish or gay, but where he walks around with that little Star of David on his neck.
Yeah, true. They're all supposed to be Jewish in that movie. I don't think any of them are.
No.
Is
Timothy.
Is he
I
half?
think he's half Jewish.
Is he half?
I think he might be. I don't know. And
He's from New York, so he might be.
he's half Jewish.
Yeah.
And Armie Hammer, in his own words, is 100% cannibal.
I wasn't gonna go there.
I was gonna go there.
I was gonna let it.
only because I started watching the documentary series about
I
him.
did.
Yeah, he was talking about
Um,
it. He was talking about it.
And I was talking about it earlier, and he absolutely is in so much trouble.
Oh yeah.
Deplorable.
But I the joke that I was saying before is that I think the most egregious thing that he did is he calls everybody kitten.
Oh my god.
It's not the most egregious thing, buddy. Take a step back.
I'll take a step back.
To be
all
fair,
the
that is
terrible stuff that
upsetting.
he, yeah,
It's deeply upsetting.
but it's one of the most egregious
Yeah.
things.
No.
Yeah,
It's
that's just like
disgusting.
anytime someone calls me buddy.
Oh,
Oh.
but do they call you buddy in like a sexual sense?
No. I'm just saying, like, do you like when someone calls you buddy as like just like, hey buddy?
I drop Bud a lot.
Do you? Bud is a little better than
Bud.
buddy.
I feel like
Bud
I
is
drop Bud a lot.
better than
I
buddy.
feel like you've only ever called me bud when you're mad at me, though.
See, that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's condescending. That's how bud can be used. It's like, listen, bud.
It very well could be.
Yeah.
Upon further examination. Sure.
Yeah.
But you probably also did something wrong.
I think I absolutely deserved it. You know, I was definitely a bud then.
You repeat a Bud.
No, but I'm trying to think like I don't know, like the kitten thing really disgusted
That
me.
is really
Yeah,
upsetting.
That was really
Fucking-
terrible.
Yeah,
That is
no,
like,
I
ugh.
don't like that
Oh,
whatsoever.
and then the other thing that he says, there's three things. So he says that all the time, and then he texts someone, which was I got a real kick out of looking at it. But he says, I want to get you off so much that when I can text you to come, and you come like a Pavlov dog.
Break out the catnip.
It's just like,
Yeah.
but the sad thing is, now
Start
I
to
can never watch
salivate.
Call Me by Your Name again.
I know. It's
That's
so
what's sad. It's like really colors that movie now.
There's
It's a shame because it's
there's really something to upset
good
every
it's
faction of man.
hilarious. It's such a good romantic comedy, and now I
Yeah.
can't watch it.
No, it's gone
I'm so
forever.
sorry
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah, one of my favorite
Timmy,
feel-good movies.
One of your favorite feel-good movies. Only,
Yeah.
only.
Me, I can no longer call people kitten.
My last.
That's the only way it affects you. Gotta change it.
The cannibal stuff.
Well, that's my last thing with him because I've only seen one episode, and I'm sure I'll be talking about this for weeks.
Not on
We're
this
gonna have just
podcast.
a watch party.
Just a
Yeah,
watch party.
really.
But the have you seen the text where he talks about where like he
haven't seen a
comes
goddamn
out?
thing.
Okay, so the text that he says that they have quoted where he like comes out as a cannibal is he's texting some girl, and the line is verbatim. He says, "Oh, I'm 100% a cannibal."
Like he actually typed that out.
That's what he types out and sends to her.
But he did he put the O at the top?
He said, "Oh,
Oh.
and they put it up on screen in the documentary, and they have like scary music and lights going up at him.
Oh god.
And it's just like, oh, buddy.
We're gonna have like someone playing Armie Hammer at Halloween Horror Nights. at
I know.
Universal. It's like going up to people and calling them kittens.
It works because there's a bunch of girls in a cat costume.
God.
No, it's not good.
No,
It's not good. Yeah, our Army will have you on the podcast.
Army, maybe we'll
We're
do
not
a,
trying to
welcome.
sell you a timeshare.
You're not welcome.
maybe
sir.
we'll do a Zoom with Army.
Oh yeah, wasn't he? Everybody thought he was selling
No,
real
it's true.
estate.
It was
Is it
him.
true? He
It
really
him.
was.
He was
selling timeshares in like St. Bart's or something, St. Lucia.
timeshares are like the worst thing you could sell too. That's like the most despicable thing you could do to a person. That's like a crisis in America. Have you heard? Like there are
know,
so
it
many
is.
old people that get stuck in timeshares and they can't afford groceries. Armie Hammer's a monster. I was on the fence with Armie Hammer. Now
cannibalism stuff wasn't drawing
he's
you
selling
over.
timeshares.
Fuck.
Fuck, man.
Oh no, it's so sad.
Hey, we're selling timeshares on our Teespring.
Bells and whistles.
Guys, I can't support that one. I'm a philanthropist.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I'm so proud of you. Let's see, what are we at now? We're at 56. Only other thing I like little hot button issue that I had is if we wanted to
Hot
talk
button issue?
my
Oh,
hot button
shit.
issues.
I have a bullshit thing if you want
yeah.
to
What's
talk
your
about it.
bullshit?
Yeah.
Well,
I had a family barbecue.
yeah.
And we
Okay.
were talking about, and I think, Max, you might be a good person to weigh in.
Yeah.
We were talking about who the best American Idol is.
Oh,
That-
the best American. That's easy.
Is it easy?
Yeah, it's 100%. It's Kelly Clarkson.
I was about
There's
to say,
no
is it not
question
Kelly
that's
Clarkson?
The easiest one ever.
Or is it Adam? What's his face?
Adam Levine didn't win.
It's
But
it's a top two.
No, but what's the
Is the top two Carrie Underwood?
The second, yes.
But it's not close because
It's so close.
No.
You're saying it's
one of
because
them
you're
is
not
a
a country
Trump
person.
supporter and the other isn't, so it's not close.
Oh, that's probably fair. But I'm saying, like,
What about the guy-
Carrie Underwood's net worth is like double or triple Kelly Clarkson.
But Kelly now has that talk show, so she's more famous than she's ever been. She did the voice
Max,
as well.
I love Kelly. Kelly, you're welcome on the podcast.
But the one thing I will say, is
daytime
just-
television.
One
Max.
thing I will say though, talent-wise, Kelly blows her out of the water. Kelly's voice.
Carrie's good.
But
Here's the thing.
watch Kelly do a cover of anything.
I'm-
And she is insanely talented
I
and does
tweeted-
it better than the own singer. Like, I will die on this hill. Kelly Clarkson is so good.
First of all, I'm on your side. I had a tweet, and I think it might have been like 12th grade. I tweeted the two most powerful things on this earth. Number 1, NyQuil. 2, Kelly Clarkson. And it's true. I'm a Kelly Clarkson person, but it is close.
It's a close.
It's closer
It's
than you want to
closer
admit.
than people would think, but I still think also the fact that Kelly was the first helps her
Sure,
because it
Yeah.
sets the bar.
sure.
But I still think, I mean, if you look at just like her being the first and her having this kind of cultural impact that she did, I mean,
Cultural impact, you're getting into muddy waters. Carrie Underwood sings Monday Night Football.
right? But this is what I'm talking
Mine is still
about.
favorite
But
Adam
this-
Lambert.
What you're talking about
It was not, he didn't even win.
I'm getting so heated about this, but what you're talking about with Carrie Underwood
Yeah.
is a more specific demographic. She is way more famous to...
My cousin was making the identical argument. And I hear it, but
Wow.
that doesn't
Yeah.
mean, that's like saying Jim Thorpe is a better athlete than Michael Jordan.
I'm just saying, if you put on, like, Before He Cheats in every room in America, or if you put, like, Since You've Been Gone
I think
in
Before
every
He
room
Cheats
I don't
wins.
think so.
I think Before He Cheats
I don't
might
think
win.
so.
I don't know.
I thought Before He Cheats was written by Dolly Parton.
So, there you go. There you go.
I'm clear. Here's the thing. I
With
won't
that
care.
being said, I also thought Since You've Been Gone was written by Dolly Parton.
Did you really? No. No.
I don't know who sings anything, so I just assume it's Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton sings everything. Lose Yourself by Dolly Parton.
Lose Yourself by Dolly Parton. X gonna give it to you by Dolly Parton.
Humbo number 5 by Dolly Parton.
I hope you know who we ought to have on the podcast is Dolly Parton.
Parton?
Is Dolly Parton's husband.
Oh yeah.
I'm so interested in that. That guy's got nothing to say.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know a single thing about Dolly Parton.
That's the whole bit. Is that nobody?
no one knows who he is.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah.
He's just this guy.
And honestly, Dolly apparently can go out in public and no one knows who she is. Because she doesn't have
That's
her makeup on,
crazy.
she doesn't
I
have
guess
any of
so,
it.
yeah.
And so she just goes out with her
Wow.
husband and no one knows it's her. Which is honestly really cool.
That's
Like,
how.
a
That's
pretty
how you
cool-
and me
yeah.
feel. It's the best thing about this podcast.
I look like Dolly Parton when I go out in the streets.
All right, we should get into some questions in just a bit. My only other thing is, how do you feel about all this "Don't Worry, Darling" nonsense that's that's on Twitter recently, with Harry Styles spitting on Chris Pine?
It's incredible. Like, I mean, I don't want to say too much because
Yeah. Are you involved?
Am I involved? No. But I would like, there's some people in it who I really respect and would love to work with.
Yeah, yeah, of
But that
course.
being said, it's definitely the best, like, celebrity drama we've had in a while because
Yeah.
it's really talented people who are, like, fighting in a very public way in a very high profile setting.
Yeah.
And so, and like, it's all it cannot not be public.
So
it is really fascinating.
I'm eating it up. I love every
Yeah.
little bit
Yeah,
of it.
really.
I will also say that, like, Florence Pugh to me is, like, so talented, and I've loved just the little hints of how she's responded without really responding.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's
Uh-huh.
brilliant. Like, her stylist made a caption of her gown she wore to Venice, Miss Flo, which
Yeah.
is what Olivia Wilde
Yeah.
called her on that call to Shia LaBeouf, and
Yeah.
I just thought that was like the perfect
That's
little
great.
thing.
Yeah,
Just
I
like,
think
you know,
that's-
just
that's
a little
just
thing.
a little
Yeah.
something.
It's because she really
Yeah.
has. First off, she doesn't have the time to involve herself because she
Yeah.
really is making Dune, and then she's going to do, I think, her own. So
Uh,
she's one of the busiest
Right.
actresses alive right
Yeah.
now. So she doesn't really have time to involve herself. But I also think it's just the little ways that she's like, yeah, maybe there's something here.
Yeah,
You know,
I like that.
Maybe there is.
I like that.
Yeah.
I was laughing earlier before
Yeah.
when you said I don't want to say anything because I would like to work with these people someday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I didn't realize until a couple days ago, last podcast, I straight up called Adam Scott ugly. I was just like, and it wasn't just like a passing remark. I was like, oh my god. And I was like, I can't say that about people. So Adam, I would like to take this opportunity. I publicly
Adam, I
I
apologize.
feel
also
bad.
don't
I-
think he is.
I thought he was ugly. You watched,
in
you watched, you watched
Severance,
He
in
had a
Severance.
bad haircut.
In Severance, he had a bad haircut and he looked exhausted.
Yeah, but
That
that's
was the
kind of
whole
the
thing.
point.
Yeah,
I
that's the whole
understand,
thing.
and
That's
I-
why you're not saying he's
Adam,
ugly.
and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
In the show, you look very ugly, and I think you know that. But
you know that.
yourself, you're a handsome guy, and I would
Yeah.
love to work with you someday.
Yeah.
I had to say that.
Yeah, I think
Cool.
I think that's great that we cleared that.
No,
Yeah.
I think it's good to, like, you know.
Patricia Arquette, you were not very good in Severance, though.
I swear to God, I thought you were going to say, Patricia Arquette, you were hideous.
No, you weren't very good. I wasn't impressed. But anyway, carry on.
Are you serious?
I didn't think she was that great.
You didn't
I
like
thought-
her very
I thought
much.
she
I
was
thought
doing-
she was great.
I thought she was doing a lot.
I only watched the first episode, so I can't really jump in.
there you are.
The truth is that I can only watch sitcoms these days. I only have the mind for it.
I hear you.
Life is too fucking serious. I
I
have
know.
to just watch things that
I would argue
numb.
if you let yourself go with Severance, it is amazingly funny.
It is pretty funny.
Yeah.
It's very funny, but it's
Okay.
weird and trippy and
It's
lame.
it's very
It
weird.
makes you go, oh.
Yeah.
I'm not a big Patricia. We talked about this on the podcast before, but one of the things that I kept thinking about was when you're on Boyhood and you're bad in Boyhood, which I think goes for.
I thought she was okay in Boyhood.
thought she
I
was
just
bad
thought
in
I think just about everybody in Boyhood is kind of.
I thought Boyhood was bad. I thought it was a waste of a gimmick.
I'll go so far. Maybe I have to go back and watch it again. But I do feel like I
I
have
remember
less.
liking it then. I haven't seen it in years, but I also haven't seen Birdman in years. So.
Yeah, no, I guess so.
I haven't seen Birdman in years either.
Yeah.
But I
that's
feel
the
like if
thing,
you have
it's like
if
these
you're
movies that
like
come
for
out
12
that everyone
years.
builds up to
Yeah.
being the hugest movies of the year, I can't remember most of them the next year.
Whiplash is the only one from that year that I was like,
Yeah, Whiplash is great.
yeah.
yeah.
Things like this.
Yeah, things like this will. No one's gonna forget that one.
Well, why don't you got some questions for him?
You figure so?
I think maybe we ought to figure.
But you think it's best for everybody, all parties?
I think it's certainly best for everybody, but is
All right.
it healthy for all of
Max
us?
Talisman. So we do a segment on this podcast. This is really for everybody at home. There's a website called Random Word Generator. They have a section called Random Question Generator. It
Okay.
lets me type in the number 10 and I press generate. Boom. I have 10 questions that I have not read before. And your job is to answer them as truthfully but as quickly as possible. It's
As
rapid-
quickly. Okay, got it.
It's rapid fire.
Okay,
but
got
it often takes 10, 15 minutes to do.
Okay, got
So
it.
there's really no stakes.
Currently, the world record on our show is 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
Okay.
But everybody else did it in like 25 minutes.
Okay. I talk a lot, so I'm gonna not do 3 minutes.
It's perfectly, and then
Yeah.
also you'll find that Ephraim and I throw like follow-up
I
questions.
know. We'll
Okay,
throw
cool.
stuff
It's
in
really
just
deeply
distract
unfair what we do to people.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a game with rules that get changed.
that get broken by the administrators.
Yeah.
That's our log line for this podcast.
It's my log line for life.
It's true.
Wait, hold on. Let me check the U.S. Open scores, guys. Real quick.
do it.
Sure.
We gotta
I'm
know.
sure
Oh, Serena. Well, no, Serena's gone. Serena's
lost,
gone.
guys.
Serena
She was
didn't.
a
Serena.
warrior.
I was watching.
Should we talk about Serena?
her
'Cause
last
obviously
match-
I'm the biggest Serena fan in the
I
world.
know you are. I
Should we
thought
mention
about
this?
you.
Yeah.
I was a huge tennis fan from ages like 13 to 17, and then I fell off a cliff. I was a huge Roger Federer guy.
Yeah.
And then I haven't really watched. I mean, if it was on the TV, I'd watch it. I was glued to the screen for
Yeah.
Serena's last match. Absolutely glued to the screen.
Yeah.
She has nothing left in the tank.
Well, this is what I think. I don't necessarily agree with that, actually.
Well, I'll say
because-
this: the match finished. She was up 12 aces to 1 or something.
Yeah.
She's dominant with fucking
Well,
that
this
shit.
is what I would say about, like, what you mentioned, nothing left in the tank, was that 2 weeks before the U.S. Open, she lost a match 6-4, 6-love. And then she worked really fucking hard, and she came back and won 2 matches and almost won a third.
Yeah.
So I
Seriously.
think she actually has the ability, to, if she wanted to,
But that's the
to
thing.
go back one more year. But I do...
It's the endurance and mobility. She was
I
up.
think she could
She was up.
honestly
She was
do
up.
one
The
more
second
year.
set, she was up 4-1 in the second set.
Yeah, but she still won that set.
No, in the second set.
Yeah, she won the second set.
No, she didn't.
She did 7-6. She won it in a tiebreak.
No, she won the first set.
She lost the first set. She won the second set. She was up 1 break in the first set.
Oh, this
She
is
was
amazing.
up 5-3. She lost
is
7-5, and then she won the second set.
Her
7-6
last
in a
match, her
tiebreak.
final
Yep,
match against
Tom
Il-
Tomljanovic. Yeah,
Ooh, I might challenge you.
look up the score.
I might challenge you. Hold on.
You guys see the new Pokemon trailer?
Hold on.
I did it now.
Serena.
Just look up Serena Williams. The score will show up.
I'm excited for Grafai.
She did win the second set. Wow,
Yeah,
I gave up. I did go to a bar.
Yeah, she won the second set,
And then she
in
got
the
swept.
third set, she did get tired, but it was a
Yeah.
3-hour match.
No, she was
And
burnt.
she saved 6 match points before losing with winners. And that's the thing. This is what I like. This
I
is
eat
the
my
reason
hat. I eat my hat.
This is the reason why Serena is like genuinely the biggest inspiration in my life, because she she never gives up.
Yeah.
And also she showed everyone that emotion gives you strength. It doesn't
Yeah.
make you weak.
Yeah.
It makes you strong.
Yeah.
And that's why she's so powerful. She showed you that wearing your emotions on your sleeves only makes you a better competitor in every way.
Man, Serena.
What if
Yeah.
all the questions are about the scores of Serena's game?
Yeah, right? If you bring up any score from a Serena Grand Slam final, I would probably know it. I think I would know it. Yeah.
What was?
Wait, what was the
who
one?
was
What
in the
year was
bathroom?
what? How about this one?
Who was
Which
in
one
that
was?
time?
What was the year she won on the challenge against Venus in the U.S. Open? Or wait, no, or did Venus win that one?
Wait. What do you mean? She
won-
played Venus.
She won a U.S. Open on a challenge.
Oh, that was Venus in the quarterfinals.
It was in the quarterfinals.
It was in the quarterfinals.
Goes to show, man.
It was and she
I'm
won
burnt.
7-6, 7-6. It was in 2008.
God
And
damn.
everyone should watch it. That is their best match they ever played. So we're
God
gonna save
damn.
something like 8 set points in the 2 sets. It was insane.
There you are. There you
So
are.
tennis is your number one sport.
Oh, by far. But I love sports. I just literally on the way here did a fantasy football draft.
You did?
Yeah, I know.
I don't do fantasy football for whatever reason.
I didn't last year, but I missed it.
Yeah. Well, you missed it.
I missed fantasy football. Who am I?
And you identify as a Ravens fan?
No, I'm a Commanders fan.
You're a
Yeah,
Commanders
I'm a
fan.
Commanders
Because
fan, but I'm also an Orioles fan.
I
And
know
that's
you're an
why
Orioles
that
fan.
Yankees thing is like making me.
No, yeah, are you a bootleg like Wizards? No, you're a Lakers fan.
I'm a Lakers fan.
You're a
yeah.
Lakers fan.
I'm a
You're
Lakers fan.
You want
I'm a
the-
LeBron fan, so like
You're a
anywhere
LeBron
he goes,
fan.
But I do think since I live in LA, I'll probably stay with the Lakers.
Okay.
Yeah,
I like
just
the
makes
Lakers.
it easier.
I like the Lakers, but I'm a Knicks
And also,
fan.
I'm friends with Diane Cannon, who is like one of the biggest celebrity Laker fans.
Yeah.
And so that's pretty cool because we get to text about the Lakers.
Do you want them to trade Russell Westbrook? This is not interesting for you, and I'm sorry.
But it's interesting. Someone who's watching this
Somebody,
is finding this
yeah.
interesting.
Are you interested?
You know, it's interesting because I think the obvious answer is yes, but I also think Russell Westbrook is the type of person who could just be pissed off and have a great season.
I want the Knicks to trade for Russell. I want.
You want him?
I want him and at least one of your first round picks. I want him and a first round pick.
You're not going to take THT?
THT is on the.
Was he traded to the Jazz?
He's on the Utah Jazz.
Damn.
You got Pat Beverly now.
The fact that I have to root for Pat Beverly is like so painful.
Pat Beverly is my favorite.
Let's go to the questions.
Okay,
Well,
yeah.
Max, you and I will start our own basketball podcast.
Sounds good.
Okay, I said the rules before. Rewind and rewatch them again. Max Talisman,
Yes.
are you ready?
Yeah. I think so. Just don't ask me anything political. Just kidding. I think your audience would be fine with what I have to say politically. It's not going to be shocking.
What's your take on the Ukraine? No. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh wait, no.
Oh, you asked me at the same time?
No. At the end, your time ends when you answer the 10th questions and you hit that bell.
Hit the little bell.
Oh, the bell. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Go. What's an example of when you changed your mind?
I don't know.
I was not looking forward to this podcast.
Yeah, right. No, I changed my mind when I decided to go for things like this instead of the TV show. I guess when I decided to put all my eggs into the film.
A bit of a throwaway, but I'll take it. I'll accept
I mean, like,
it.
what do you want? Like, when I was literally, I changed my mind today when I wanted a
Exactly.
salad,
Well,
but instead I
it's,
got pasta.
I used to
That's
want
what I wanted.
Okay, that's what I want.
I used to want to be a firefighter. How would you describe someone who is wealthy?
Oh wait, actually going back to that one.
Oh.
I changed my mind when I went to film instead of doing theater. That's
Oh, there you
important.
go.
That's a big
There
one.
you
That's
go.
a good one. That's a good
the
one.
That's the big one.
Add, subtract 10 seconds.
I'm not going to do anything.
How would you describe someone who is wealthy?
Max talent.
How would I describe them? I mean, hopefully they worked hard for it, and hopefully they give back. And it's tough to say like how would you describe them, but I would hope that they are a philanthropist.
There you go. That's a great one.
That's good.
That's a good.
Buy your
throw it in our
T-shirt today.
faces. Yeah.
Are there any words that you simply can't stand?
Buddy. We talked about this a little bit ago. Buddy. I hate it. I hate being called buddy.
Sorry,
Good,
buddy.
That's good.
What do you consider the most difficult food to eat?
The most difficult food to eat? Something I don't like, probably. I don't know, something I don't like asparagus.
Asparagus?
Yeah, I don't like
Why
it.
don't you like asparagus, huh? Because it makes you be smelly.
No, because it's worse than all the other green vegetables. It just tastes worse.
It does taste pretty bad.
It's just not good. Brussels sprouts, too. They're gross.
Oh, no.
I like asparagus and Brussels sprouts. Buddies. What's the best compliment you ever received?
The best compliment I ever received was during the first week of filming one of the producers came up to me and she said people are really like happy and impressed with your work, and that meant a lot to me.
That's dope.
Yeah,
Who's the luckiest person you know?
me. Not because like I always get a great parking space. I'm that kind of person. Like, always get a great parking space. I've never lost money at a casino.
Really?
Really?
Last time I was in
you a
Palm
gambler?
Springs, I got jackpot. Like, I'm a lucky person. Yeah.
You
Now
gambler?
I understand how
go,
you funded things like this.
Yeah, I won jackpot.
You go to a casino how many times a year?
Probably 1 or 2 times a year. Not much.
We gotta start going to casinos.
Yeah,
really gotta
casinos are
start-
fun though.
I
Like,
bet we'll be ones
doing
that lose all the time.
I know. Yeah.
yeah, no, I've never. The first time I went to Atlantic City, I won $400. And the next time I went back, I won $600. Then I went to Vegas for the first time, I won $900. And then when I was just in Palm Springs, I won $1,400.
So what? You figure you're gonna go to a casino in
In like 10 years,
in
I
2042,
will win, like,
you're gonna win
$2 million. Yeah.
What is the next thing you have on your? What is the next thing you have on your to buy list? The next
To
thing-
buy list.
Yeah, next purchase.
A house.
A house. Where?
A house or
You're not
an
going to buy
apartment.
anything before you buy a house?
Well, it's like what?
No,
like,
I
what do you-
understand.
okay.
The next
But
thing
like, what do I want to
Yeah,
buy?
that
It's
you
like-
budget for.
Yeah, that I
Okay.
budget for. It's like I want a house, probably
Yeah.
in LA.
La la.
Probably in like WeHo, or probably I would want Silver Lake. Yeah,
Silver Lake.
Yeah.
Silver Lake, baby.
yeah.
Have you ever let someone else get punished for something you did?
No, but my sister did for years.
To you?
To me. She would. This is evil, guys. This is evil. So I used to sneak food as a kid because I love chocolate.
Uh-huh.
And
Sure.
so for years, she would sneak chocolate icing with a spoon, and then I would get blamed for it, and she would just let it go.
Are you
She would
fucking
just
with
let
me?
get
No!
punished for eating chocolate icing that I didn't eat, and she ate.
That is. Well, did you ever set the
I
record
didn't know
straight?
it. I didn't know what happened until years later. I was like, I'm not eating it, I swear. And my sister's just so nice and cute. She's like I didn't imagine she was throwing me under the
A
bus.
couple of little elves coming
Yeah.
in and blaming you.
Yeah.
What is the assumption that people make about you that's totally wrong?
Honestly, that I don't like sports.
Oh, that's fair.
Really?
Yeah, people
I
assume
guess-
that I don't know anything or like sports, and I love sports.
That's
and
fair.
I grew up
Makes-
with sports, so
That's fair.
yeah, that's probably the biggest thing.
I'll say this: somebody commented on one of our videos that Ephraim looks like Pau Gasol.
I
said
weird,
that?
Like if you had like a beard,
It looks like
mustache
Pau
situation,
Gasol, kind
I
of.
could see
Look
it.
up Pau Gasol. Last question:
up.
if you had to change the language you speak, which would you choose?
I mean, probably Spanish because it's like the most widely used, but also Italian because it's the prettiest language to me.
It's true. Stop the time! Stop the time!
I got
Nice
it, I got
talisman,
it,
ladies
I
and
got
gentlemen.
it.
Give me a
I
whistle.
said I
No,
would.
stop! Give me a whistle.
I'm
Give me a
doing
whistle.
10
Stop
different
what you're doing.
things!
Stop what you're doing. Give the
Who wants
whistle.
to know who Pau Gasol is? That was the most pathetic thing I've ever seen.
I want you guys to understand at home, this is so much harder than it looks.
Would you believe I was here alone in my apartment,
Trying to do it?
and it's difficult.
There you go.
Max
you
fucking
go.
talisman.
All right. You clocked in at exactly 5 minutes and 20 seconds.
I say that puts you somewhere in the top 15.
Okay, nice.
It's not bad.
Not
Better
bad.
than nothing.
Yeah, no, that's
Not
pretty
bad.
good. That's
Not
pretty
bad. This is
good.
gonna be episode like 31 or 32 or something.
Yeah, no, I think, and you like really kind of, you said you set yourself up that you were going to be a long
I thought I
haul,
would
and-
be longer.
Yeah, and that
yeah.
was
No,
good.
that's
Those
impressive.
questions weren't super hard.
No,
No,
they're
no,
not.
no.
They're never that hard.
Yeah.
They're never like.
No,
you know,
sometimes they get like what's your biggest regret?
Yeah, we have a couple of those.
Like, are you afraid of death?
No, it's like, but no. Sometimes they
Paul
fucking
Yeah.
Pau Gasol.
P-A-U Gasol.
Pau Gasol.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that does look like me.
It looks like
That
Yeah.
looks like me a
Pau
little
Gasol.
bit. Yeah.
Pau Gasol. I was impressed. I liked the comment.
Hey, I'll take that. I'll sign up for that.
Yeah.
Huh? Seems like a handsome man.
He's a
Seems like
handsome
a good
guy.
guy to
He's
be.
a tall dude.
Well,
He's
certainly
tall.
not me.
Spanish.
Yeah, Spanish. Hey,
He's
sounds
from-
like me.
Yeah.
know.
You are?
No, no, I'm not. All right. Well, we're what, elbow deep into this podcast.
Elbow deep. We're palpating it.
So what we got to do is now we got to get you doing a couple of shout outs and you know, pitching. Tell the people out there where to follow you, what to look at, all those things. But don't do it yet.
We don't make it that easy.
Because we don't make it that easy.
Okay.
What we like to do on the show is normally what we do. We'll give you a couple of different options.
But
where
I
you'll
think
have
you really only have one because I have a weird story.
Yeah, we'll have a little theme and all this stuff of making people do their pitches in a particular way, whether it be an accent or an impersonation or something like that.
Yeah,
or what we
some kind of
always
gimmick.
offer them is we offer them the chance to sing their pitches.
Oh fuck.
Sing their pitches
Oh, yeah.
to a song.
And you,
that
you-
Ryan will play.
And I won't say that you have to do the singing option, but this might be like the weirdest story you ever heard.
Okay.
I was learning to play guitar. It was like my COVID quarantine thing. And I saw you did a cover
video of
you did a cover of Lips of an Angel by Hinder.
Oh yeah, I did.
You did.
Yeah.
And I was like, Lips of an Angel by Hinder? And it was, if not one, it was the second song that I ever learned.
Really?
And
That's
whenever
fucking wild.
whenever I get shit faced with my friends, it's the biggest hit.
Yeah, no, it is a crowd pleaser.
It's a crowd pleaser.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
I owe you this to force you to pitch sing to Lips of an Angel by Hinder. I owe you this and you owe me this.
Are you gonna get your guitar?
Yeah, he's gonna go
Okay,
get
but
it.
I don't think I did it in the original key. Fuck. It's a lot of pressure.
No, first of all, hardly anybody's ever good at this. So there's no pressure. It's not supposed to be good. It's just supposed to be a fun little time. And if you don't want to do it, I'll sing it. But nobody wants to see that.
Yes.
Lips of an angel. Because didn't you also sang it where it was kind of like, it felt a little classical or something, how
Well,
you
I
did
mean,
it.
listen,
Yeah.
I'm a musical theater singer.
Yeah,
So it's
exactly,
like,
yeah.
I'm not gonna sing pop songs the way they're meant to be.
Yeah, but I think it kind of sounded a little better that way.
Thank you.
The ballad version of
Yeah, always.
Lips of an Angel. All right.
Okay.
It
So
doesn't
what am I
have to be
supposed to
good.
talk about? Just like where to follow me?
Yeah.
Instagram. Well, you have to fill time until the end of the first chorus.
That's a long time.
It's shorter than you think.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Are
Okay.
you ready?
I'm gonna try.
Okay.
If it sucks, can we get another take?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
I should have drinking more of that. Wait, hold on. What if instead we just sing Lips of an Angel and then I did it after?
Okay, sure. Yeah, that's fine. That's perfectly fine.
Okay,
I
cool.
am interested in seeing this.
It's gonna be a little weird for
This
the viewer at home.
This
that
does
we're-
intrigue me.
It does, but this is a special instance.
This gets my rocks off.
I never would have learned Lips of an Angel had it not been
Uh-huh.
for the cover.
Yeah,
of-
so there we go.
So we'll give it a little. And look, if you need to, you've got the capo. Maybe we could just bring it up a key or two if you.
No,
you
I
needed
think I'm gonna be okay.
to. Okay.
We'll see though.
It's gonna be funny because Ethan doesn't know the word.
I don't.
Honey, why you calling?
Yeah. Oh, we might. Yeah, okay. I'll try. My baritone has to try. Okay. Honey, why you calling me so late? It's kinda hard to talk right now.
This is going so much better than it does.
Honey, why you crying? Is everything okay? I gotta whisper cause I can't be too loud. Well, my girl's in the next room. Sometimes I wish she was you. I guess we never really moved on. Here we go.
Oh.
It's really good to hear your voice.
Oh.
Saying my name, it sounds so sweet. Coming
Ow.
from the lips of an angel. Hearing those words, it makes me weak.
Ooh.
And I never want to say goodbye. But girl, you make
Whoa! But you made it work.
I tried.
That's not bad at all. Woo! While you were doing it, I was trying to think of rhymes that you could have done for the Max, the Max
think
show.
of it, like,
yeah.
The thing is, all my socials are in one place.
Yeah.
So that's why it was like when he said until the second or the first chorus, I was like, "There's no way in hell. There's no way." Just because I am the same everywhere, and it's just at the Max T Show on Instagram, on Twitter.
Tell them.
Oh, where are they?
They're
There.
over there. Yeah.
Is that my camera?
That's your camera over there.
the whole
yeah.
time.
It's Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, but I don't really use TikTok. But at the Max T Show. But actually, if you are on TikTok, send me funny things, please.
Yeah.
I want to watch things that make me laugh.
Send
So
bellhop.
If you want to follow me,
it's
go
the
on
Max T
the Max
Show.
T Show.
Yeah, but it's just the Max T Show, and also you can follow at Things Like This Movie on Instagram for all
Follow it.
updates for the movie, and it's Things Like This M on Twitter.
Things like this M.
Yeah,
Okay,
On
look
Twitter.
at that M.
All the links always in the description down below.
yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey.
Hey.
By the way, do everything he said, but more importantly, no, it's the second most important thing after doing
Yeah.
all his things. We have a merch store for real that you can actually support us. Every T-shirt, whatever you buy, we get a couple bucks. And also, if you've made it this far in the YouTube video, it's very important.
Really
that
out of like.
if you throw us a like, it really helps us out. And if you don't,
If you made it this far, like,
if you made it this far, don't forget the like.
exactly.
And then also, if you haven't subscribed already, come on. Come on, please.
What are you waiting for?
Follow us on all the social medias, but more importantly, if you're listening on any app, any audio things, whether it's Apple or Spotify or Google or whatever, press any and all buttons available to you.
Yeah,
5
give it 5
stars, write up
stars.
a
Come
review.
on
It'd be
now.
fucking nice.
nice.
If you want some other videos,
If you want some other video, go check out 3 Ways to Survive on YouTube. It's
on MySpace.
on MySpace. Go check out our other channel, 3 Ways to Survive. It stars me, Ryan Quigley, and a little-known actress, Gus Burney.
I still don't know who that is.
You never heard of her. Never heard of her. Actually little known, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And hey, if you don't like that, go check out our other channel. It's got some video game stuff on there. It's called Another Fucking Let's Play.
Another bleeping Let's Play
Another
if you're
bleeping-
Mormon.
Yeah, if you're a little scared of.
If you're a little bitch. You're a little...
If you're a fucking loser.
Go check those out. I think there's maybe like 5 minutes of one video on there.
We have like 7 hours of footage. If anybody's
How
a
many
fucking
channels do you guys have?
we have 23.
Nice.
We have 23, and we have a combined number of 12 subscribers.
We have 12 subscribers. We're gonna start a new channel where we review children's toys.
I have a vision of like you having a channel of like Ephraim just reviewing candles.
I take it so seriously too.
Exactly.
I'm like, this one's
I
actually very
smell
good.
oak.
Yeah, I smell.
Max Talisman.
Cedar.
Max Talisman.
I have one final question. I
Yeah.
think we should start doing a final
One
goodbye
final
question. I imagine that when you were a kid, you would have really loved to have a Max Talisman on TV or on the movie screen for you to look up to.
Yeah.
One, who was the closest thing to your Max Talisman? And 2, what would you,
why
as
was it
Max
Ephraim
Talisman... Shut the fuck up. I'm trying to be heartfelt. What would you, as Max Talisman now, say to all the little Max Talismans at home?
I mean, I think the biggest thing is that you're incredibly special. Like, people want to hear from you. People are excited to see what you have to say and what you have to show to the world. People I looked up to when I was younger. I mean, I mentioned Serena, which is a huge one.
Yeah.
Obviously, she's in a different but very public way. She, came up against a lot of being called other, and being looked at in a different way, and being looked at with a magnifying glass because she was different than the norm. And I think she showed that you can persevere and never give up with grace and with passion. And she was the one who really showed me that, like, passion is the way to move forward. Like, if you don't love what you're doing, you shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah.
And she's a major one. And also, I would say, honestly, that the Tony Awards every year were huge for young me. I think the Oscars and the Emmys and all of that were, at least back when I was young, because it was years ago, and it was a far less open thing if people were gay.
Yeah.
And, or if they were, the first major celebrity in that way to come out was like Neil Patrick Harris, and that was like in like 2008 or 2007, I think. And I was already, in middle school or high school. So something that was really formative for me was like seeing Alan Cumming in Cabaret on the Tony Awards was like huge. And like just seeing people
Hugh
like
Jackman.
expressing themselves. Well, he's straight. So
Pau Gasol.
no, but just seeing, people express themselves on the Tony Awards was something that was really special, and I think has now started to translate more into the Oscars and Emmys, but just didn't exist in that time. And so for me, the Tony Awards was kind of like safe haven of once a year, seeing really exceptional artists.
Dope. Cool.
Yeah.
That's great. And now you can see it every week on the Bells and Whistles podcast.
Yeah.
Max Talisman, I love you, buddy.
Love you guys.
I couldn't resist. You're incredibly talented. I can't wait to see what happens next. You're welcome back any fucking time. I hope it's not another 6 years before the next time I see you.
I hope so too.
And
well, hopefully I'll see you this week if you want
at the thing.
to see a screening.
Hit me the fuck up.
You gotta
I'm
let
around.
you gotta go so I can hear about it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna tell you.
He's gonna have to sign an NDA. So he's
he
not gonna be able to tell you.
literally
He
can't.
will not be
Okay,
able to
wow.
tell you.
Look at that.
Unless you subscribe to Patreon.
You
Nah,
can see
man, I
that
can't
footage
fucking
there.
wait. I can't fucking
Awesome.
wait. Well fucking done.
Yeah.
Well done.
You. Good show. Stepping time.
Jolly good. Good joke.
Final word.
Final word. Thanks for having me. This was an absolute blast. I normally hate doing podcasts, but it's nice to get to do them with your friends. And so it was actually an enjoyable time. And I would love to come back anytime. This was dope. Yeah,
We'll have you on again.
And everyone go see things like this whenever it comes out.
Yeah,
Do it!
baby. Do it. It's on its way.
Yeah.
It's on its way very soon. Within the next year. So.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
You got anything to say?
Oh, I things like this, I just can't wait for the sequel. Things like that.
Things like that, yeah. That's the thing. Last thing, actually. I would like a poll from all your watchers.
Oh, you don't want
Your
that.
moms, yeah. I want to know what they think about what the third one should be. So things like this, things like that. What's the third one? You have to complete a sequel, but I can't imagine what it would be. Because things like this and things like that are obvious.
So things like this.
I
things
mean,
like
there's
that.
an easy answer.
What?
Things unlike this.
Yeah, but I think it's things like...
You gotta do things
gotta
like
do
this,
things like-
things like that, and things like those.
Well, it could be Tyler.
Things like those, I guess.
It could be Tyler Perry's things like this.
Tyler Perry's things like this, like that, like this, like this,
Yeah.
like that. My favorite Tyler Perry fact, I don't know if we're still going, but
Yeah,
my favorite
we're still
Tyler
going.
Perry fact is that he has a play called Tyler Perry's I Can Do Bad All By Myself. And
Yeah.
a movie
Oh, yeah.
called Tyler Perry's I Can Do Bad All By Myself, and they are not the same whatsoever. They're completely different plots.
They're not. I've only seen one, but I know the other one is wrong.
Yeah, they're completely different. I love that.
Yeah.
And they both did great, all by themselves. Thanks for watching, gang. And as always,
Thanks for watching, Tyler Perry.
Do it the other way. Do it the other way.
I'm gonna get it one time.
Do it the other way.
Okay.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.